But the key is, if you want to be more focused, if you want to get the big goals accomplished in your life, you need to get started on it. And whatever it is, cleaning up your workspace, getting fit, eating a little bit better, right? Working in focused spurts of 60 minutes, whatever it is, at some point, you got to start. Hey everybody, Rob Kosberg here with Bestseller Publishing. Happy to be with you today. I think I have a topic that's going to be really helpful for you. I know it is helpful for me, and oftentimes I dive deep into topics like how to use your book to grow your business, how to use your book to, sell more of your services, your consulting, your coaching, etc., how to sell more books, all those things. Today is a little bit more generic than that, but if you're like me, and if you're feeling some of the same things that I'm feeling, then I think that you're going to really get a lot out of today. Today is all about how to maintain your focus and be more productive than ever. For most of us, we've been working at home for months now. And maybe you've been used to that. Maybe you've been doing that a long time. I generally have not. I have always had an office outside of my home office. And yet right now, I've not been to it. I've not been to it in several months. Because I'm in Los Angeles and my base is there. My office has been closed since sometime around mid-March, and we haven't been able to go to it. And if you're anything like me, then you find there's a lot more to distract you around your home office, especially if you've not been used to working out of a home office. So this is an opportunity for you to maybe get a new tip or trick, or at least hear about my own woes and problems and challenges, and be encouraged yourself, because you're not the only one that's had a hard time maintaining your focus. Seth Godin said, you don't need a new plan for next year. You need a new commitment. And if I may, I would actually add to what Seth said. And I would say, not only do you need a new commitment, but you need to maintain that commitment, maintain your focus, and you need to be productive. That is how you accomplish the goals that you set out to accomplish. And so I want to give you 12 things today that you can do to maintain your focus and be more productive than ever. Some of these things are very simple, and some of them don't require a whole bunch of explanations. So I'm not going to go into a whole bunch. Some of them I will go into a little bit more explanation. Number one thing that you can do to maintain your focus and be more productive than ever is, right out of the gate, win the battle with your alarm clock. My youngest son was in town for 10 days from California. I'm in Florida, in my home in St. Augustine. And he was talking to me about feeling like he doesn't have a lot of drive, which I explained to him, no, he does. And even the fact that he would feel that he doesn't have drive really shows that he does. And hopefully he won't be embarrassed or mad at me that I'm actually sharing this example, even though I didn't give you his name. So what I shared with him is, if you feel that you're not accomplishing the things that you want to accomplish, it's not necessarily that you're not a driven person. He is a driven person. I am a driven person. You are a driven person as well. Oftentimes what it is that element of discipline that you need to grow in your life hasn't grown, or that muscle has atrophied for one reason or another. And so the very first thing that you need to make sure that you do is win that battle with your alarm clock. Now, this is super 101, but I've learned and disciplined myself to wake up early for a long time. But let me tell you something. Recently, I've been having challenges in this area as well. And I know immediately I'm used to getting up between 5:15 and 5:30 every morning. And if for some reason I have a late night and I sleep in until 6 or 6:15, which may not sound like very late for many of you, but if I do that, I am totally off my game for the day. I know that sounds ridiculous, but I am. I'm a little bit of an OCD person. And so, I have my morning regimented. I'm going to share with you about a morning routine. That's number 2 in just a moment. But if I'm off right out of the gate, then oftentimes it takes me all day, and sometimes I may never get back on track like I want to. So number 1, right out of the gate, strengthen that discipline muscle that may have atrophied because of all that's going on in life, in the world, working out of your home, etc. Strengthen that and win the battle with your alarm clock. That's number one. Number two, have a strong morning routine. Have a strong morning routine. I have heard all my life that some people are morning people, some people are evening people, and I will give you that. Let's say that you are more of an evening person than a morning person. Understand. But you know what? You still have to have a great morning routine to set your day up for success. For me, my morning routine centers around a number of different things. Some of them I'm actually going to share with you as specifics. But I have, as I shared a moment ago, I have a pretty regimented morning. So by the time, if I'm waking up, let's say the usual time, 5:15 to 5:30, by the time 8:30 rolls around, which is the time I'm getting out of the shower, I normally go in the shower around 8:15, I'm out of the shower and I'm done getting dressed and ready for the day. By about 8:30, I have accomplished more in that 3-hour period than I did 20 years ago or 30 years ago. I mean, and more than many people have accomplished in their life, because I've read, I've exercised my body, I've exercised my mind, I've gotten myself at peace. That kind of strong routine doesn't mean that you're positively going to be successful for the day, but let me tell you, it sets you up for success. So have a strong morning routine. Whether you're a morning person or an evening person, have a great routine in the morning so that you can be energized throughout the entire day. Number three, as part of my morning routine, one of the things that I focus on is meditation and prayer. Now, you can decide how spiritual you wish to be. When I talk about meditation, it doesn't have to be a quote unquote spiritual act. It can be an act of calming yourself. It can be an act of, getting your priorities in line, etc. For me, it is much more of a spiritual focus. There's a lot going on in the world. And in fact, there's always a lot going on in the world. And there may be a lot going on in your own world. Sick loved ones, difficult times, maybe children that are going through problems, maybe relationship issues, maybe financial issues. These are things that cycle in and out of our life on a continual basis. And if you don't have something strong, an anchor to hold on to, for me, meditation, prayer becomes an anchor for me. It calms me. It centers me. It gives me a rock, a foundation. And so there may be a whirlwind of activity rolling around me, but you know what? I need to be calm inside. I need to be focused inside. I need to maintain my stress levels. So right out of the gate, make sure that you have something that, whether it's meditation for kind of your own mind well-being, or prayer if there's a spiritual focus associated with it and you're a spiritual person, that will help you to maintain great focus and productivity later in the day, because you won't have a storm going on inside of you. That's number three. Number four, practical, but set up your workspace. Some people I've read articles, I've seen the argument for how really smart people have a really cluttered workspace. I understand that. I know that you could probably argue either side of that. But I know for me, and maybe it's just the way that I'm made, but I know for me, and I know for most people, if the workplace is disorganized and you don't know where things are, or you don't feel like it's a pleasant place to go to, then guess what? You're not going to be very productive. You're not going to be very focused there. So something simple to do, even as soon as you watch this, or if you're watching this as a recording, you can shut it off. Hey, clean up your workspace. It might only take 15 minutes, but it will free your mind to be focused and productive. By the way, I watched Matrix just the other day with my son. And so, you may hear some Matrix references like free your mind coming and going throughout all of this. That was number four. Number five, I think you're going to like this. This really helps you maintain focus and be productive. Set big goals in your life and revisit those goals every day. Set big goals and revisit them daily. You know what inspires me? I get inspired by having like a big vision and by having like a big goal. And when I don't, I do feel this sense of a lack of productivity and focus because I'm not shooting for something. I'm not moving towards something. You may feel the exact same way. So think through your goals. Maybe you set some really big and powerful goals at the beginning of the year, but because of all that's gone on with COVID and working from home and all the challenges, maybe because of that, you've gotten off track. It's time to revisit your goals and revisit them every single day. That really helps you to maintain your focus. It reminds you, this is why I'm doing what I'm doing. This is important. Number 6. Set your high priority activities for your most productive time. Now, I really wanted to say, set your high priority activities for the morning. Okay, I really wanted to say that. But I know there's some of you out there that will say that you are most productive in the evening. And you know what? That may be the case and that may be true. So set your high priority items, the things that will move the needle the most. Set those things for your most productive time. Hey, by this time in your life, you know when you're most productive. For me, it's the morning. The afternoon, I have few calls in the afternoon. I do a little bit of reading in the afternoon, but by the late afternoon, I'm kind of done. I'm spent. I got up at 5. I did a lot. I focused. I did all my high priority productive items in the morning. And by the afternoon, I know I'm not near as productive as I am in the morning. You know when it is for you. Set those high priority activities at that time. Number 7, protect yourself from distractions. Now I'm saying this in a general way. I'm actually going to give you some more specific things that you can do to do that, but protect yourself from distractions. If you're working at home and you have a spouse at home and maybe you have young children at home, there need to be some boundaries so that you can do the work that is important to yourself, to your family, etc. So, you know what? There are times when, sorry, I can't be bothered right now, or I can't be bothered from this time to this time. Set your boundaries so that you protect yourself from distractions. Maybe the phone is a constant distraction to you. As soon as the phone, maybe a little notification goes off, you're on social media, or, you're off chasing rabbits, right? Out in fields, obviously metaphorically. So whatever it is, what distractions are the biggest challenges to you. Protect yourself from those things. Set boundaries so that you can be the most productive possible. Number 8, and here's where we get personal sometimes for some. Exercise and either get fit or stay fit. Some of you, I've talked about my morning routine, and my morning routine has had exercise in it for a number of years. And I really struggled with this for a long time because I was always a gym guy. So I would go to the gym, 3 days a week, 4 days a week, whatever. I play golf once or twice a week. These are things that are important to me, to my lifestyle. And I found myself like needing a personal trainer to get me motivated to go. And it was the kind of motivation that's bad motivation for me. And that motivation was like, I couldn't stand him up. And so I was going to the gym because my personal trainer made an appointment with me, and I was forcing myself to go to that appointment. And I was like, something is wrong with my routine if I've got to use that kind of negativity to get me in action. So about 3 years ago, I made a decision. I am going to start exercising in the morning. This is when I am most energized and most productive. And I'm going to do it right within my morning routine. After I have my prayer and meditation, I do my reading. I read a couple of different books, and then I am going to exercise. And I'm not going to, do these hour-long workouts. That's just not who I am. I'm kind of, I'm ready to go. I'm always antsy. I'm always looking forward to the next thing, if you can't tell, even by my hand movements, right? And so I knew I needed to work out, 25 minutes, 30 minutes, 35 minutes, something like that. So I started doing that. And I started working out literally every day, and I've maintained that for the last 3 years, except the last 2 months. As many of you know, I moved from LA to St. Augustine during, this whole lockdown. I thought, if I'm going to do the lockdown, I'm going to do it here. We're virtual anyway, so I'm going to be virtual with my team. And in the move, believe it or not, all my weight equipment was stolen. I'm talking about 1,000 pounds of weights. Dumbbells, 30-pound dumbbells, 35s, 40s, 45s, dual dumbbell, all of it stolen. I'm like, when was it stolen? Was it stolen? I mean, I'm blown away. I have no idea when it was stolen, but it was stolen. And during the shutdown, it's been next to impossible to buy equipment. So I put an order and it finally came in, but I went 2 full months without working out. Now I know I could have done push-ups. I know I could have went jogging and all those. I didn't want to, right? So it's a combination. And man, did I get out of my routine. I have felt less energized because of that. I've gained about 7.5 pounds. That's the truth. In the last 2 months, 7.5 pounds. And I don't think that's muscle, if you know what I mean. like I'm not working out and I gained 7.5 pounds. Oh man, I probably gained 10 pounds of fat. Shorts are a little tighter. You know, I started working out again just this past week. I'm super sore, but my energy levels and my level of focus has already come back. So it's not just getting fit, it's staying fit. It's maintaining that. I would also just throw in there, you know, a little coffee is good. I don't drink a lot of coffee. I drink bulletproof coffee. I love that. That is a meal replacement for me. That's grass-fed butter, MCT oil. I love it. I don't eat again usually until 1, and I reduce carbs and I reduce sugar. And when I do that and I keep things simple, I am energized, I'm full of energy, I'm focused, I'm productive. This is me. You have to figure out what that means for you, but this has made a massive difference in my life and the life of my productivity. Number nine, say no more often. Say no more often. What does that mean? If you're anything like me, you have lots of people that are pulling at you, lots of people asking for things, and they're good things. It may be within your company, it may be within your business. Hey, can you help me with this? Hey, can you do this? Hey, you're around the house now. Can you do this? Right? I always tell my wife, I'm like, look, babe, we are here to help grow the local economy. I'm not going to mow the lawn. I'm not going to rake the leaves. I'm not going to clean the gutters. I'm not going to move furniture, even though I've done that, right? Like, we're going to hire people to do that. Now, I really do want to help the local economy, but I also really don't want to do those things personally. So I say no to as much as possible so that I can be more productive. Now, you may love mowing the lawn, and that's totally fine to do. That may be your exercise. I get it. I'm not interested in doing it. I did it when I was a kid. Don't want to do it anymore. Say no more often to things. That could be just shiny objects and distractions, but say no more often. Number 10, turn off the TV and media. And yes, even social media. Turn off the TV and media. Does that mean that you never watch it? No, of course not. You know, you may want to Netflix binge and, enjoy, The Mandalorian and see what's going on with Baby Yoda. I love Baby Yoda. Guy's so cute. I get it. But we shouldn't be spending, like the average American, hours a day in front of the television. Horrible. Horrible for your mindset. Horrible for your emotional health. They are selling fear, right? I mean, that is what makes people click. That's what makes people tune in. Turn it off. Shut it off. Protect your mindset. Protect yourself from distractions. You have a message to get out into the world. You have people to make a difference in their lives, both people in your personal life, like your family, as well as people outside that you have never met. You're going to finish your book. You're going to make a difference in the world with your message. You've got to be focused and productive. You can't be all trapped and caught up in the negativity that's going on around you. Turn off the TV, turn off the media, and yes, even social media. Number 11, work in spurts. Studies have been done by everyone from Harvard and Stanford to productivity apps that you can use on your telephone. And what they found is that about an hour on and 15 minutes off is about the most productive an average person can be. Meaning that if you can use an egg timer or a kitchen timer, you don't have to, I don't. But if you think, okay, I am going to really focus here for an hour and give it my all, and then take a break for 15, 20 minutes, like go for a walk around the neighborhood, walk the dog, get some fresh air, get it into the sunlight. That's totally fine. You're going to be more productive by working in spurts than you are by just grinding it out for 3, 4, 5 hours. So work in spurts, work 60 minutes on, 15 minutes off, 20 minutes off. By doing that, you're going to get farther ahead than by simply trying to push through. And then last but not least, number 12, just get started. Just get started in being more productive. Mel Robbins wrote a great book, and she's got a simple TED talk, and she talks about the 5-second rule. Many of you have heard of it. It's a very simple concept, but basically, and there's a lot of, chemistry going on in the brain, and there's a lot of kind of foundational truths that make this true. But the 5-second rule is, if you have something that you're going to do, it could be, the alarm clock is going off, and you don't really want to get out of bed, but you need to, then just simply start a countdown in your head, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. And that will motivate you, believe it or not, to get started on that thing, whatever it is, however unpleasant it is at the moment. That will help you to get started. Now, you may have 100 other tips and tricks that you use to motivate yourself to do something unpleasant. If you want to get the big goals accomplished in your life, you need to get started on it. And whatever it is, cleaning up your workspace, getting fit, eating a little bit better, right? Working in focused spurts of 60 minutes, whatever it is, at some point, you got to start. And if you're having trouble starting, then just take a step back and say, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to do a countdown. I'm going to count back from 5, like a rocket is lifting off. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, boom. I'm ready to go. Believe it or not, it does fire your brain chemistry. And there's something about that countdown, right? You've already initiated the action. When you initiated the countdown, it will help you to start an unpleasant activity. So you don't need a new plan. Not for next year, not for this year. You need a commitment, and you need a commitment to be more focused and more productive than ever. Here are 12 ways that you can achieve that. They're little tips, they're tricks, they're also lifestyle changes, some big, some small. But if you take 2 or 3 or 4 or all of them, if you wish, they'll help you to be more focused and productive. They'll help you to reach the goals that you want. I want to see you get your book done. I want to see you build the dream life that you want, to make a difference on thousands, tens of thousands, in even millions of people's lives. I would love nothing more than that. I hope this is helpful to you, and we'll see you again soon.
Hey, thanks so much for watching this video. Every week, we're posting tons more content to help you to publish, promote, and profit. So go ahead and subscribe now to the channel and click the bell icon to be notified whenever new content is available. And if you're interested in my latest book, Publish, Promote, Profit, just go to publishpromoteprofit.com.